Well, Candy, I'm just trying to say blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Candy, whoa. You can talk to me. You can even disagree with me. But I need you to get your phalanges under control. Hi guys, it's your girl Vonnie here. Did y'all see them girls in Atlanta last night? Honey, they were a hot mess. If you did see it or you didn't see it, either way, I'd like to tell you about it. Want to hear it? Here it goes. So the episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta last night picked up where the last week's left off. And Paulo and Brandon were in a physical altercation, if that's what you want to call it. Was it just me, or did I not really see Apollo land that many punches? Like, I seen him throwing them. I don't know how many followed through, but I don't know. That whole just thing was weird. It just looked like his body was flailing everywhere, and it just really didn't look like he was doing much of anything, but apparently it did. So after that, you know, they kind of separate, charge back together again, separate again. That dies down. Well, now Natalie and Christopher are like, you know, I don't know what happened. Yeah, okay. And, you know, she's like, I just wanted to put everything on the table and clear the air. So Candy's like, well, if that's what you want to do, can we talk about how you were talking about my man? And you know, when it comes to Candy, she don't play about them 3 M's. Her man, her money, or her mama. You don't play about them things, and probably in that order. Anyway, so she, you know, said something about it, and Natalie was like, well, I've never used the word opportunist, which she didn't. And she said, you know, I was just saying that, you know, he broke my girl's heart. You know, he was a hustler. You know, he always found his way in a better position, which is basically the definition of opportunist. But she never used that word. That was up to Cynthia and Peter to figure out what she was trying to say, and they did, and told everybody. But we'll get to that in a second. So, you know, she was saying, well, I'm just trying to understand it. It's not about your friend. You know, I'm just trying to understand what's going on. Now, if you pay close attention to the last episode and this episode, Cynthia can never take accountability for what she did. Cynthia stirred that pot. First off, she got all the information she could out of Natalie. Then spilled the tea to everybody who could listen. And on the bus to the vineyard on the last episode, like, it was just too much. Like, you're telling everybody this business, which, I mean, it wouldn't be a reality show if she didn't. But she didn't have to go about it that way. But if you pay attention, she's like, I don't want to be brought in this. I don't want to be brought in this. Too bad. You shouldn't gossip. You know, you don't throw that rock and hide your hand. You don't do that. You were too grown for that. So that's why Cynthia was really so defensive when she was talking to Candy, was because she knew that she was wrong for going around and telling her business like that, you know, when Todd wasn't there to defend himself at all. So, being the liar that she is at this point, well, Candy, I'm just trying to say blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Candy, whoa. You can talk to me. You can even disagree with me. But I need you to get your phalanges under control. It's not cool. So, Candy, who is just trained to go at any point in time, she like, whoa, you're going to have to get your hands up out my face or it's going to get real ugly. So, Todd's trying to like calm her down. Here comes Peter. Well, what's going on? An honest question. That set Candy off. Well, what you mean what's going on? Everybody not trying to fight your little man, Candy. Okay? And truth be told, probably nobody cares. So, you can calm down. Well, she, you know, felt some type of way that he walked up on her like that and asked her what was going on. And so, she was getting turned. Here comes Mallory, Cynthia's sister, like, whoa, you know, don't walk up on him like that, you know, talking to Todd. And she does like this. Well, then Candy sees that as her putting her hands on her man. And she starts going for Mallory. And Mallory pushes her out of her way. Yeah, you're right. Mallory didn't do nothing wrong to me. That's when it turned in, I'll kill you, I'll drag you, I'll do everything. And like Nene was telling her, you got businesses. Well, like, is it that serious? Is it that serious for you to act like that? I mean, I'm going to stand up for my man too, but I can do it without trying to have, you know, knockdown, drag out. Like, it's just not that serious to me. Sidebar. Can we talk about how she makes too much money to have her edges look like that? The camera, whoever that cameraman is not your friend, Candy, kept zooming in on them edges. I'm like, girl. I don't know if you needed like a touch up or I don't know what happened. But if Derek J did that, tell him don't do that to you now. That's not okay. Because them edges was just like, it was like an afro on her edges, and then it was the weave, you know, so it was like the black edges with, you know, the fist, and then the red weave. It was too much. It was too much. And you could afford a better weave, Candy, so I'm gonna need you to do that. Anyway, so this whole melee gets, you know, a lot of control. You know, Candy can't be calmed down in this state. Everybody goes home. The next day, they come together, Candy, her man, and her assistant, and then Cynthia, Peter, Nene, and Greg come together in a separate place, and they're talking about what's going on. And then Apollo and Phaedra talk about what happened. And everybody's stories are kind of not really the same. So the one whose story I'm really tripping on is Brandon. Brandon came in there with them glasses on to Kenya's house like he was at a funeral. And she was like, hey, what's going on? Why you got them sunglasses on? This is him. Because I got a shiner. Were you not there last night? So she like, let me see. Right here. Boy, there was not a black eye in the corner of your eye. That was just a little crust. All you had to do was fling that right out and you'd have been okay. Please. He does too much. Then he talking about, and then right here, which was a little messed up. And right here. And right here. And then he got me right here. And then he bruised my ribs. Okay. It's not funny, but boy, come on now. Like, you overdoing it. You fought a grown man. What did you think was gonna happen? Like, don't jump up to get me down if that's not what you want. You should have stayed seated and be like, excuse me, sir, I need you not to touch her. Okay, I'm gonna stay right here. I'm not trying to fight. I'm just gonna sit here. But you wanted to be Billy Badass and you got up and got beat up. It's life. It happens. Take this, learn from it, and move on. So after everybody talks about what happens, Candy realizes that she was wrong and she's embarrassed and she wants to apologize to everybody. So she calls everybody together at this spa, which kind of looked like the spa in my mall. And they were saying like, oh, this was such a good spa. I'm like, what? This looked dry. Anyway, so everybody's like, you know, trying to figure out like, come on guys, like, why is this, you know, so serious? Like, what happened that it went this far? Everybody's here for moving on except for Lanithia and Cynthia. Lanithia is too busy blaming Kenya, which Kenya was part of the problem, but everybody was grown that was there, and you can't make nobody grown do what they don't want to do. So everybody was at fault. And if you really want to get real with it, Lanithia, it was really your fault for even having this tacky party with these tacky questions. Yeah, that's a read. So Cynthia isn't here for it because she's still, you know, in her feelings and a little hurt about Candy saying she was going to kill her. Okay, she was mad. Get over it. So Candy apologizes. That wasn't enough for Cynthia. You know, she's going off. So I'm like, Candy, I didn't apologize to you. I need you to let it go. She's like, well, don't act like you didn't have no responsibility in this because you were all up in my face. So she was like, well, Candy, you talk with your hands too. Now here you go do it again. Now if I lunge across this table and tap that forehead, you would be mad. So get your life. So she's still doing all of this. And Candy's like, but your sister put your hands on me too. Well, my sister wouldn't do that if she ain't had no reason. Come on now. Candy didn't touch your sister, so your sister had no reason to put her hands on her like that, you know. Like I said, you can step in between. You don't have to do this. Because if I'm fighting somebody and you come in with your hands flailing everywhere and I don't know if they're coming for me, they're coming for them, I don't know, I got to punch you and get you out of my way. You in my way, you in my face, and I feel threatened. So I'm with Mallory. I mean, I'm with Candy, you know, on this one. I'm going to have to pop you if you come in trying to pull people apart doing all of this. And Candy said too, when you come in trying to break something up, get your people. Don't come in for the other people, because that's how you get popped in your face and then threatened to be killed. So the moral of this whole story is, I don't really think Cynthia accepted Candy's apology. Candy's kind of over it. Phaedra don't see where Apollo was wrong. Kenya don't see where she was wrong. Lanithia don't see where she was wrong. And Portia was just there. So this just really was an eventful episode. Hopefully, I'm hoping Cynthia can get over, because I really do like Cynthia. I really do like Cynthia. So I'm hoping she can get over it, and her and Candy can put it past, you know, everything that happened and move on. Hopefully, Lanithia will get her life. I doubt it. Kenya will still be lying about having a man in Africa. Portia will still be living in this house she can't afford. And Phaedra will be whipping out her titty wherever she at the pump. On the next episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Well, that's it, guys. That's my review of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you can get all the videos that I come out with straight to your inbox and your email or your subscription box on YouTube. And share this video. You know, tell me what you thought about it. Leave a comment so I can read what you guys think. We can have a discussion. And if you like it, I'll continue to do reviews of shows like this one. I'll also be doing a review of the Love, Marriage, and Divorce album by Babyface and Toni Braxton. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned to the channel, because it should be up within the next few days. That's all, folks. Bye-bye.